Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Nice is it, not only from a personal standpoint, but when you're going this well to see the team going, what it's been doing here the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's great. Obviously a great series there for us. Contributions from everybody. Good pitching, good defense, good hitting. And just some clean games. Nice to have a couple that weren't just nail biters all the way through, but good series.
What's it like when you go through a streak like this as a hitter? I mean, when you hear everything, you see a beach ball. What's it just feel like when you're going up there to the plate and you're feeling this good?
To me, it's always hitting pitches that you should, whether it be something that you're kind of looking for or over the heart of the plate. Whether it's a hit or not, a ball put in play that kind of should be, as opposed to fouling off, getting deeper in counts. Letting the pitcher kind of expand a little more. So that's always kind of a sign for me.
That's a good offense over there. How about your pitching this series?
Yeah, they did a great job. I think most runs in baseball coming into it.
Yep.
A lot of guys that get on base, obviously a lot of power. They do a good job of kind of keeping traffic on there, running the base as well, and getting big hits. And I thought just as a whole, our pitching staff did a good job of attacking the zone when guys got on, kind of minimizing, getting us some ground balls, get out of trouble, and did a really good job.
On the topic of pitching, just how do you feel with the internal options you guys have on this team, to keep pace with the rest of the National League?
Yeah, I think we're very confident in our guys. They've been great for us all year, really. They've kept our offense in a ton of ball games. If we come out kind of slow and giving us a chance to kind of work back and score late in some games. I feel like we've had a few of those. So they've been really good for us. Like I said, keep us in games, dominate some games. It's been we're really confident with those guys.
I know you love talking about your consecutive games played streak, but how has your work in the offseason helped you stay healthy and stay on the field?
The way I've kind of said before is that I feel like nobody's going to be at 100%, but if you can kind of raise the whatever your 100% is going into the season, you'll be in a better spot. You're going to be 90% a week or two into the spring training, and by this time of year, I guess it depends on the day, but just trying to do things to stay healthy, listen to the body. Sometimes you need to work out and do extra. Some days you need to do nothing and go play the game, or get some soft tissue work or whatever it might be. But I think that off-season stuff is a pretty big part of it.
As far as the deadline is concerned, do you keep blinders on, or are you kind of peeking out there to kind of see what else is going on?
Nah, I think we all got a lot of trust in Alex. Just in a whole, especially moves that he wants to make. But even if nothing else were to happen, obviously we got Lane and Falter yesterday, but we just swept a pretty good team. I think we're confident in the group we got. Whatever Alex does.
Any impressions on Lane? He was in the division for a while.
I've run into him a few times. Seems like a great guy. That's always going to be kind of number one. You like to get to know the guy, but I've run into him a few times. Seems like a great dude, and then obviously a good righty bat. I know in the past he's made a living kind of hitting lefties well, and got some thump to it too. Can kind of play every spot in the outfield. So yeah.
Well, you're never going to tell us you were hurt there for a few weeks, but knowing that you were, how satisfying is it to know that you're leading the league in extra base hits here in August, and the home total is where it is? That's
part of my job title is to drive the ball and try to drive guys in. You know, it's just like try to be a standard middle lineup bat, and it's good when you kind of got the offense around you like this. You know, whether it's Mike or Ozzie or Riley or whoever is hitting behind you, it's not a situation where you can just kind of get pitched around and see what happens. So it's nice when guys kind of got to come at you, and hopefully you can do something with it.
Oh, you talked about the confidence in the pitching staff so far. 2 young guys helped you guys get to the win today. J.R. Ritchie, Didier Fuentes. Just what stood out to you about each of them so far?
Yeah, I think kind of as a whole with the young guys that have come up and thrown for us is they seem very mature. Don't get phased very easily. Just kind of throw like Waldrop and AJ into that mix. Even Owen came up and just good mound presence. Not flustered if anything goes wrong. Kind of understanding the process. Going out trying to make a pitch, and it's going to be some good days, it's going to be some bad days, but those guys threw well today. Didi's been amazing for us in the bullpen, especially kind of being a starter and switching roles. It's been pretty incredible to see what he's done, and Richie kind of bouncing up and down, making starts here, making starts in Gwinnett. I think he's done a great job of kind of managing that and being ready every time he gets a call.
Last ones? In the ninth, what that weird ground ball play look like from your perspective?
Yeah, just a little, capper in the middle. Looked like Baldy was trying to call Iggy off, and Iggy was just wanting to make the play himself. Kind of threw it up the line, was able to avoid any big contact, and he did out.
Was there any contact?
There was a little contact.
All good though.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Yep.
Thank you.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.